What's going on, VC? Drinking beer. I hope everybody enjoy the weekend. I know tomorrow is day to go back to the grind, but nevertheless, we have a cool stack of records. Take a look and cheers. Still doing the A to Z format kind of thing, just to serve me as a roadmap. This is not a tutorial. It's just me sharing with you guys some cool records. Initially, I intended to do some videos focus on specific eras or genres, subgenres, but in all honesty, I'm running out of ideas. I really tried for a minute, come up with some ideas that I felt that I could attract more people to the channel, so the engagement will increase to keep the troops here motivated. But it's pretty has been pretty steady for a long time. Thank you to you guys, and that's awesome. And I feel like from now on, sporadically, I have like some idea that I feel like relevant to put it out here to reach more than the ones that have been sticking around. I will. Rather than that, I think from now on a weekly basis, I'm just gonna grab a stack of records and share with you guys. So thank you for sticking around. Let's take a look at some records. Some of these records are really super underrated. Some are really cheap, both underrated and cheap. Others are absolute bangers. Without rhyme and reason, let's take a look at this. A. Underrated, plus most likely extremely cheap record. I love this shit. The Afflicted. Good news about mental health. This is San Francisco, 85, and this is just like fine, catchy punk hardcore. This is an absolute banger. They even cover Led Zeppelin's Rock and Roll, and they cover Sweet Jane, which is all right. Yeah, but this is, if you like bands like Red Rockers, bands that have that 80s, it's that mid 80s hardcore, but with a rock and roll and melodic hint. This is an absolute banger for you, The Afflicted. This came out on Infrasonic. B. I don't know. I might get some heat because of these bands. It's a band that I love. It's a band that you really cannot find much information on them, rather than what you read on the singles on this particular record. There's a great CD that's Step One record music put out in the mid 90s. That is great. I don't know. This is not a politically correct band, but this is some fucking pissed off yet hilarious punk, hardcore, fast, catchy. And I'm talking about a band from Atlanta called the Bloody Sods. This is the record Beer Junkie from 1999 on Intensive Scare Records. Man, this shit, it's fucking rad. It's not PC. This is punk hardcore with an oi edge. I fucking love this band. But songs such as Skinhead Loser, Fuck You, Oi, What You Gonna Do, PC Punks, Army of God, and Transster. Yeah, this is not for your political correct hipster friend. This shit, is a kick in the balls. Yeah, banger right here. I love this shit. Check it out. Let me know what you think about it. If not familiar with the Bloody Sods, everything that they have is, if you like this record, you'll like everything that they ever done. 1979, Switzerland. This is their debut from 1980. I love this shit. I think this is a very underrated record. It's not a record that is. They didn't invent the wheel, but this is like super catchy 77 punk meeting early hardcore. I'm talking about crazy. No chance. Love this shit. I think this is a banger. I think that this is one of those records that you know should be hold high, as first wave of European punk. Great. D, a record that there's some records that I might refer as them as underrated, even though these records are, some of them are at almost at cult level. Their fans love those records because they're amazing, but they didn't get the attention that they should, in my opinion. This is an absolute banger from 1991. Their first album, Wasted Dreams. It's a classic. This one is a classic as well, but bet on the possibility by that side. It's a fucking ripper, dude. If you like that side, you know how good this is. If you like fucking amazing punk hardcore with fucking guitar, catchy and guitar riffs and licks for days, over the top guitar riffs and licks for days, this is a record for you. This is a banger. This is a reissue on Feral Ward, I believe 2015, gatefold. And of course, no one can beat punk records artwork ever. Banger. E, Little Rock, Arkansas, 1985. This is either their second album or the third album if you consider the demo, and this is an absolutely 90s classic. Talking about, this is a banger. This is one of the best, top 10 for me, political American hardcore. Talking about Crust, Trained to Serve, ripper, absolute rager of a record. Listen to it again today. It stands the test of time, banger. And again, artwork. F, Lansing, Michigan, 1980. This is a compilation on Touch and Go Records that compiles both John's Room and Vengeance EPs, plus some extra shit, and this is the fix. This is fantastic, early American hardcore. For me, one thing that this record offers that captures my attention every time I revisit the fix, I hear the guitar. I hear kind of like that early Black Flag guitar, early Bad Brains guitar. Feels like their delivery, their sound attack is almost on a early Negative Approach vibe as well. So yeah, the fix, classic right here. A record that I'm showing today because I noticed that this record was reissued recently. This is the first pressing, but I recommend everything by this band. I love this band to death. It's one of my favorite bands from the last 15 years. And since this record was, I saw that it was reissued recently, go and grab a copy of Generación Suicida, Con la Muerte a tu Lado, their debut before that thing is sold out again. This is fine. This is one of the finest Latino punk bands, man. What a record. Check it out. Go back and revisit it because by now they have 6 full lengths, or counting the mini LPs, and their sound evolved to a more new wavy, dark wavy, even post-punky here and there elements. And it feels great to go back and listen to this one, to listen to them on their early stages. Absolute banger. Age, another fucking banger. Hailing from Sweden, if I'm not mistaken. If you like Oxpower, if you like sing along, working class rock and roll, the Headhunters. It is dickhead. This is fucking rad. If you like Oxpower, sing along, working class rock and roll, excellent. Hailing from Wales, 1982. This is a compilation on anti-society from, I don't know, maybe 2007 or something like that. But this is absolutely excellent. Talking about impact, very catchy. UK 82, making a bridge with Oi. There's more the Oi element present in the impact sound. They have the single Punk Christmas. Here they have a shit ton of songs, many that I never heard until I got this record. Sound quality is excellent. It's not that they dig like some shitty homemade recordings. No, it's everything sounds pretty good. This is excellent. I love this shit. I would recommend Impact. Jay, I decided to share this one because I don't think I ever shared nothing from them, and I do like New York hardcore. I not a big fan of crossover. I like some crossover, however I'm picky about crossover, but the band that did it better than anyone else in my opinion was Judge, and I'm sharing with you the full discography. This is a double LP gatefold, sounds fucking amazing. This one, oh, it's even like some cool color vinyl, and yeah, it's one of those, even if you, trust me, even if you're young and you're stuck in a particular subgenre of the punk sound, which is pretty common, been there, done that many times, you know, it's normal that you stick to a particular sound, and with age you get to appreciate a lot of things, including a lot of classics that you had no time to pay attention to. It. Judge is one of those. You need this. You need this. Yeah. Buy this, put this in your shelves. You will appreciate this. If not now, when the time comes. Classic shit. A band that plays covers of Blitz. It's gotta be a good band. Okay. Their debut is at times referred as the best foreign 77 punk album ever. And of course I'm talking about The Kids. This record, their third album, Living in the 20th Century. They changed, they became more new wave-ish. He doesn't have that rock and roll punky urgency as both the self-titled and the Naughty Kids LP. However, if you're not familiar with this, you just listen to the song Do You Wanna Know, which is like one of the best punk tunes ever made, and that will make your day. That alone. The Kids. Gotta love The Kids. Argentina. I'm not sure if I've shared this before. I know I've shared more of the records here. If I did share this before, my apologies, but it's a good reminder. Los Violadores y Ahora Que Pasa Eh. Well, this is when Los Violadores embraced a little bit of the new wave sound, you know, that most bands at the time were embracing. This is fantastic. You know, language apart, if you like, you know, 77 punk, rock and roll, new wave, if you like punk with poppy punk, this is an absolute banger. Absolute banger. uno, dos, ultraviolento. And an underrated record. 93, Portland. Crust. By crust, I mean hardcore, deep beatish, more red influences. Growly vocal approach. This is one record that I feel sometimes falls into oblivion. People forget about this, but this is one of the best. This is a 93 classic. Mass Control. Will You Ever Learn? If you're not familiar, be ready to get to be punched right on your mouth. Excellent record. If you're familiar, you know how good this is. And Maryland, 81. Referred as a noise rock band. It's punk rock, baby. And I'm sharing this because this is a bargain bin buy. You can buy this for maybe like $12. I'm talking about legendary band. Legendary band. It's a band that has that almost cult level. Talking about No Trend. This is a compilation of their early recordings. Let me see. Why not use the resources when they're available? But yeah. So yeah, let me read this to you. This was written by Michael Salkind in 2018. He played drums, I believe. Because I guess that's what No Trend was all about, pissing people off by being confrontational in every way, lyrically, musically, politically. Even the most hardcore fans could hardly stand the lengthy and repetitive oral assault that was a No Trend show. The main target was the DC hardcore scene, which, though creative and exciting and energetic, was also somewhat insular, took itself too seriously, and suffered from conformism. It needed to be knocked down some, and perhaps we did that. Or perhaps we made no actual impact. This is I just read a little paragraph that I found interesting, and I think, this is a band, as I said, classic, legendary, Teen Love. It's one of those records that cost a fucking fortune. You can get this compilation here. The sound is raw. The sound, for me, I really like No Trend, and I think this record sounds like a No Trend record should sound, for you to get the full feel of this masterpiece. You're entitled to disagree. No Trend, I believe, came out maybe 6-7 years ago. Cheap compilation. Oh is a record. I love this shit. And I'm gonna put it this way. If you take life too seriously, if you are a gatekeeper, if you do not get to enjoy the simplicity of fun, this record is not for you. This is a record if you are okay, okay, of being made fun of once in a while. If you're okay, with accepting your own flaws. If you're okay of just being an average Joe that likes rock and roll. This is Oizon, an indifferent beat. This started as a joke band. Well, it is a joke band because they play covers from boy bands to Michael Jackson, whatever. But this is like on a, if you know the band Art Skin, he has that kind of approach. But if you put the experience of listening to this, play loud. Now, that's one thing I'm losing my hearing. I'm suffering from hearing loss, and maybe this should be not an advice I should be giving you, but certain music you gotta play loud in order to fucking get the full experience. You know, this shit is not, you know, background music, right? This is music to, you know, hit you hard and fuck with your emotions and all that. If you put yourself through that, man, you're gonna enjoy this, because this is punk as fuck. Ozone, and indifferent beats on Damaged Goods. This came out, I don't know, either it was a long time ago, maybe late 90s, early 2000s. Yeah, it seems maybe 2000, 2001. Yeah, this is fucking Reaper. Check it out. P. The other day, one of you, they've been sticking around for since the very beginning of my channel mentioned him. Dude, you never share Plasmatics. And I was like, you're probably right, brother. And it is. Shock rock. Well, shock rock or not, at least Wendy O. Williams, she was punk as fuck. And yeah, this is a banger of a record. This is a classic. Again, punk and their cover art and everything that comes with, you know, tops anything else. Yeah, classic right here. This is, I just noticed now, this is the Canadian issue on Stiff Records, 1980. I just noticed now, because he has this insert. They're selling cool shit in Canada. Desmond Decker, Any Trouble. Anyways, Plasmatics, a classic. You'll know that. If you don't know that, now you know. Check it out. Q. It's another broken record, and it's another amazing Queers record. Beat off. If you don't like Queers, go ahead and just listen to the song Drop the Attitude, Fucker, or Live This Life. Yeah, banger right here. Lockout Records, 19. I don't know what year this is. Yeah, banger. You guys know how much I love the Queers, and this is the essential one. Or metalcore. Fuck no, metalcore. What the fuck you talking about? Metalcore. You can call whatever you want, but I disagree with how often they get the metalcore stamp on it. This is just like, is an ear assault of extreme punk music, but played by accomplished, phenomenal musicians at all levels. The drumming, the bass lines, you name it. Fucking great lyrics. This is not for the faint of art. I absolutely love this record, and this is from, did I write this down? Of course I did not write this down. Should, let's see. Nope. Anyways, just gonna leave it right here. This is our Rorschach. Remain Sedated. This is a banger. This is an absolutely banger. I recommend this record to anyone that likes any form of aggressive music, or at least music with the intent of stimulate your more primitive senses. This is a banger. Talking about banger, I'm gonna share a classic with you guys. I share more stuff by them before. Well, I'll probably share more stuff by most of these bands before, but it is what it is. Formed in 1979, their legendary debut from 1980, I think. Let's see. Anyways, I think it's 1980 or 1981. Talking about Slime. Not the greatest cover art. We can always win this record. I love this record. It's actually my favorite Slime record. Also because it's probably a record that has more songs that they sang in English. But this record, how this record opens with the song "We Don't Need the Army." You need to listen to this song if you never listened to this song. Don't judge the song by the title. Just listen to this song. I've been doing some cassettes, and I was kind of like doing my top 100 favorite songs of all time. Like, this is punk. This is perfect. Yeah, this record is perfect. We Don't Need the Army, Artificial, ACAB, their version of ACAB, which is original to them, is fantastic. I wish I was. They don't give a fuck. Robot Agent, Street Fight. Yeah, this is just a banger. Beautiful, 77, clashy, inspired, punk rock with anthems for days, but with the early hardcore feel, punch to it. T, Atlanta. This is a band. This is a recent band from the last 15 years, 10 years. I don't know, but I decided to show this one because this one is actually pretty good. It's a band from Atlanta. Atlanta is a band that's where anti-heroes are from. These guys clearly have their anti-heroes influence, but this is again skinhead rock and roll, sing-along, a record that is not as recognized as much as it should, especially when some of their peers have way weaker material than this, and they get some accolades. I'm talking about Terminus City. Justice isn't always fair. Banger. If you like that kind of sound. Now this is a banger, and it might be a bargain bin record. I'm not sure. Or it might be a super expensive record. Also, I'm not sure because I have this since pretty much almost since when this came out. Some old shit. I'm talking about England, a band that existed from 77, 79. The label Incognito Records from Germany did put all this together with everything that they ever done, some re-recordings, and this is their first album, which is not an album, it's a compilation. I'm talking about The Urge. Self-respect, manners, and decency. This is like Stiff Little Fingers, you like Newtown Erotics, you like that sound? This is pure beauty of first wave UK punk. Underrated. Probably bargain bin as well. Yeah, fucking, and classic. It's a fucking banger. Check them out. Urge. V. Gonna show you a record. Decided to show this one because I know some of you like weird shit. And if you like weird shit, you most likely are well familiar with this. I'm talking about Swedish band Vicious Visions. This is what is this? On Busy Bee from 2019. This is a compilation called Retro Disrespect 1980-83. If you're not familiar with Vicious Visions, let me read hype figure for you. Notorious punk no wave uber rarity official re-released with even rarer demos. Vicious Vision 7 I Beat You is a holy grail of punk, not just because of its limited run of only 109 copies, but also because it is a monster of a hit. Formed in Halmstad, Sweden, Vicious Visions soon moved to Berlin and honed their craft in squats in the shadow of the Iron Curtain. They may come from the same city as Roxette, but their music has more in common with the residents. True. With the band's full cooperation, the world finally gets to hear a full album of the Vicious Visions. So, again, it is an important document of an era. It is an important document of the punk resilience and intrinsic values of not conforming and fighting against the status quo. A banger. W. We go from such a complex record to a stripped down basic fucking 90s feel straight punk rock and roll. I think they're from LA. This is a record that compiles their 2 EPs, Never Surrender and Outlaw. But I listened to this not long ago. I was like, yeah, it is a cool record, man. I feel like, if you like rock and roll, it is a band also that doesn't get any credit. Talking about White Flag Down. Check this out, man. Yeah. If you just want to have a beer and listen to some rock and roll driven, street level oi tunes, this is a record to consider. White Flag Down. X. A classic for fans of Latino punk. This is an absolute banger, I believe from 88. Let me see. It says. Anyways, if anyone ever asks me which Mexican band should I listen to understand what Mexican hardcore is all about, I'll always say Solución Mortal and Xenofobia. This is Presionados. This is another record that documents a spirit, a time and a place. This is a fucking banger. I feel like raw, ferocious hardcore with lyrics that talk about nothing but real life. This is a record for you. Why? I'm gonna give it to a legendary band that I've many share out here because their Sound and Fury album is a classic, but man, they do not get recognition for the amazing work that they did throughout the 90s. And I'm talking about Youth Brigade, To Sell the Truth. And I'm gonna be honest with you, tell you the truth. I listen to this record way more than I listen to Sound and Fury. It's kind of like my go-to Youth Brigade when I want to get the Youth Brigade kick. And again, artwork, coolness for days. Man, I ask you, just listen to the songs. It's not my fault. We are in and believe in something. Those 3 songs must be listened. In particular, in the current state of oblivion, apathy, and I gotta dare to say insanity that we live in. And I am not talking about political leaders. I'm talking about us. How we allow and participate in this fucking Jerry Springer show. And I'm talking us in America. I'm talking us worldwide. Do something. Z. Let's end in band from Holland, Dutch band, 1979. I picked this one because I saw a couple of days ago that their Banzai Ears Meep EP was reissued, and I'm gonna have to grab a copy of that reissue. But I had this. I have this. This came out, I don't know, maybe 15 years ago. Classic band, Zmiv. And this is a great comp. 79-84. Yes, the legendary Banzai Ears Zmiv EP. Yes, some live tunes, which has some fair quality sound. Yes, some demos, sampler, rehearsals. This is a banger, and this is like fantastic, raw, and catchy punk, early punk, embracing early hardcore. It is a banger in my book, Zmiv. You guys have a great week. I'll be back at you soon with another stack. You guys take care. Cheers, and thank you for your support.